Okay, so certainly a cold and frosty morning. It is freezing out here, but as you can see, we've got a beautiful day, and I'm just going to come out with the Hubsan H216A. So it's an old design of Hubsan's. I mean, this has been going ages, this actual quadcopter design, but this one's got some new features on it, and so I'm looking forward to having a go with it actually. 1080p camera, and takes a micro SD card. You don't get the card, but it just simply pushes in there and it slides in and out. It doesn't click into position, which I always find a worry, but I've never had them ever slide out. But just when you're new to it, you just sort of think, well, there's nothing actually holding that there, just a tiny bit of friction. So, it comes with one of the high performance batteries, so it's 7.6 volt, and it's 750 milliamp hour, a 2-cell, and you've got a little bit of room in the battery bay area there to get it in and then plug your cables in as well, so it's not too bad. There's also a micro USB connector there, so for updating firmware, etc. But I'm just running this as it came from them. I haven't put it on the computer or anything at all. That just simply all slots in there. And if you notice, we've got a transmitter, and we've got FPV on it as well, and most of it's controlled with the phone, to be perfectly honest. And I'll show you how we connect up to the transmitter in a second. Let's just get the quad on, just tuck everything out of the way. It is a little bit tight in here with the cables. There we go. Now, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but Hubsans make a really squealy noise, just a ee all the time. And if you're flying indoors, they're an absolute nightmare, because all you get is this constant high-pitched whine off it. You've got LEDs, they tell you exactly what's going on with the quad and everything. So I'm just going to get this going. And you've got LEDs that flash differently depending on what functions you're doing. Go into your Wi-Fi settings. And then we need to connect up to Hubsan. There we go. And the password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then connect. There we go. Get a warning that it's not going to connect to the internet, and all it's done is the quad set up a Wi-Fi hotspot, and we've just logged onto it. So you don't have to be near any other Wi-Fi spots, and it doesn't use up any of your data roaming or anything. So back onto the home screen. And then it's the X-Hubsan app, and you have to accept that. And then you choose your device. You can either flick along like that, or you can just do the drop down menu. It's entirely up to you. I'll flick along so we can actually see your picture there. There we go. And then enter the device. And there we are, we're live. So you have to calibrate the compass every time you fly, and I find that a little bit of a pain, to be perfectly honest. But you do on this particular model, and it shows you on the graphics there what we've got to do. So we've got to go up and just keep rotating round until it tells you to do otherwise. There we go, and then we point the quad downwards and then rotate it, and you always rotate clockwise. I've never tried this anti-clockwise. Whether or not it would work, I don't know. There we go, and then we're all done. So you now bind it to it. Like I say, it seems a little bit of a palaver to me, where all I want to do is get up and fly, but hopefully it's going to be worth it at the end of it. So we've got good range there, and we can come up onto Google Maps here, but at the moment I'm just going to have a go with actually flying it as is. So everything's calibrated. You can see the LEDs have now gone solid on it. And we want to turn on the transmitter now, so we're going to run it on the transmitter. And what you do, hold the button down. You have to hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, and you get a red LED come up. And then this actually works on Bluetooth. This is an unusual system, I find. The Bluetooth connects from your transmitter to your phone, and then your phone is actually connecting to this, to the actual quad. So you can't actually fly it just on the transmitter. You have to have your phone to connect up with the Bluetooth. So go into your Bluetooth settings and make sure they're on. And then we're going to go on to that one. We're done. And back into here. and then come into your settings and then go on to controller, and then come down to the bottom of the controller and using remote control. And you've also got 3 different rates of control as well. You've got junior, senior and advanced. So we'll just start on junior to start off with. There we go, and we've got the connection correct, and we've got the little Bluetooth has gone blue here, so we're actually in control here. I'm going to start the video. Oh, that took a single shot. I always find this a bit confusing because it's whatever one isn't showing there is what we're doing. So if I now press that, now if I press that, that will start the video going. There we go. The motor's a lot. You can take off, you've got auto takeoff, auto landing, but you've also got, you can start the motors as per normal, sort of down and out sort of thing, and we're up and away. Well, hey, quite nice. Oh, the video looks nice. And the nice thing is with the map as well, it's showing the rotation of the quad as well. So. Yeah, that's rather nice. Well, it should be, really. I'm always surprised when things fly. I'm very easy pleased, me. So when you come off the sticks, I'm just seeing how gentle it could be flown. Yeah, no, it's pretty gentle. I'm just using very gentle stick inputs there. That's rather good. Right. And with the GPS, obviously it's going to hold position now, and we've got altitude hold as well for it. So if I push it away, it will probably try and come back to its position. I don't know what will happen if I rotate it. Oh, it gets a bit of a hippie fit on. Oh no, it will. It gradually comes back into position. And we've got the distance, the speed and everything here. See what this is? So this is at full pitch in low rates. Yeah, it flies really nicely actually. Whoa! If you're pitching forward and then you pull the throttle off, it does sort of drop down quite a bit. And it's that's unusual actually. But if you fly normally, you don't pull the throttle right off. It just comes down gently. But if you absolutely hammer it down, it just almost sort of stops in the air and kicks itself in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try those up those rates, shall we? So we need to go on to controller. And I'm going to try it. So we had there, that was the low rates for junior rates, so that's that one. And I've just got to pop it straight up in advance. Let's just have a go at that one. Oh yeah, that's a bit more anxious. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. Still going to be no sports fly by any means, but it does get a shift on. It's going to not make very good video, but it's actually damn good fun to fly. And that's what I do it for. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, holding position pretty good. Yours not too bad either. You've got gentle controls there, so let's just stop the video. And then I'm just gonna take a still as well. There we go, and just come in nice and close for a still. Oh, not that you want a real close up of me, but never mind. You can see how cold I am then. You can see how blue I am. There we go. It's quite a wide angle lens as well, so yeah, well, it's not far away, is it? I'm still getting us in, no problem at all. There we go. Brilliant. So let's start the video again. So we have waypoints, we've got all sorts of things we can do here. We've also got, because it's GPS, it's got a return to home function, so I'm just going to take that away from us. And then hold this one here. And then up it goes. It ascends, it's turned around to face back towards us, I think, or is it facing away from us? No, it's facing towards us, there we go. And it's literally going to come home. Now, a lot of the guys, when they review, they want it to land right on the spot where it took off from. To be honest, all I'm worried about is when it's away and I've lost sight of it or anything, if I can bring it back towards me that I can see it, I'm quite happy with that. So it doesn't really bother me in the slightest. But I know some people want to see it really land on there. I have no need for that at all. That's going to be a couple of meters out. So I could have moved the box, I suppose. And to cancel it, you just simply hold that again, and then it will cancel it. And then you're back in control. So yeah, there was 2-3 meters out, but you know, I'm not. If I did it again, it'd probably land on it, or it could land that side. But when it's close enough, that's close enough for me, I must admit. Okay, you've got auto land and auto takeoff here as well, and you can control the video from here and the camera, but I don't really see any sense in that because you've got it on the on here, so, and everything's sort of related around the phone. And these buttons here are dud actually. They say it tilts the camera, but it's going to be on another model. So I'm going to bring it into land. Simply hold the throttle off for a few seconds, and there it will just kill the motors. I'm now going to turn off the transmitter, and we'll just actually have a play with the actual phone itself. So you have to hold this down for a couple of seconds for it to go off. That's it. Okay, so on to controller. You can choose whether it's mode 2 or mode 1. Mode 2 is what we've just flown, so throttle's on the left, and in mode 1 throttle's on the right. So on mode 2, I'll run you through mode 2. So throttle here, so it goes up and down. Push it to the right, it will yaw to the right. Push it to the left, it yaws to the left. And in your left control here, so actually I might as well do it on here, mightn't it? It's exactly the same whether it's on the phone or the transmitter. It's forward, backwards, right and left. And that's with where the camera is, so basically the front of the quad. So if it's at that angle, I push it forwards, it will come forwards this way because it's still working on the quad. You can fly in headless mode, which means that all you're doing is everything is from the point you bound it up at. So everything away from you is forward, and it doesn't matter what orientation the quad's in. Okay, so and you can have the virtual joysticks on or off. So if I come back into that now, they're on all the time. If I come and then turn them off, they only appear when I put my thumb on it. So yes, they're quite different. When you first start with it, you think, what's going on? But it's quite normal. That's the way it works. So. Okay, so let's go for a quick flight with just the actual transmitter. And we'll do the auto takeoff again. Are you sure you want to take off? Yep. It's a really gentle takeoff. That is really super smooth. And we're still in high rate, so it's cool. Yeah, we are in high rates as well for this. I would have said so. Nice flyer, actually. I like it. And if you let go of the sticks, it just sort of pitches up in the air, purely because the GPS is going back to its last position. So if I let go there, you can see it sort of swing back up and down. That's just because it's going to lock on a position there. Let's just drop that down into low rates. And then come back out. Yeah, it's a much softer flying experience. Nicely done though. That would be great for video. Yeah, nice and smooth. Okay. So let's just try the return to home again. I'm just going to pop it over there. Automatic return, there we go, and it says to the takeoff point or to the current position, so we could have changed where it was. We could have walked over there. Oops, signal's weak. Oh, battery is low. Ooh. That suddenly dropped, didn't it? There we go. Oh, we've still got 38%, so it's not that low. And again, it's just coming back. I've got flashing LEDs telling us that that's what it's doing. And again, oh, it's coming in even closer this time. I should have moved that box yet, I never known. And you can just press that to cancel it as well, so we're back in control again. Okay, so out for a quick flight just with the on the app. I just want to show you through some different things here. Now, the nice thing about this, when you go into your maps up here, and it swaps between the image that the quad is seeing and also your map, so you just literally press the icon, it just swaps between the two. I'm sorry, it's actually snowing out here and I'm stood in glorious sunshine. This is the Highlands for you. Welcome. We've got you can set waypoints and everything else, and you can do this at home. Just log on, have a look at your maps and everything at home, and then whenever you're out, it'll either pick up a signal from your phone, or if you're not in that sort of environment, it'll remember where you've downloaded them at home. I think it's absolutely brilliant. You've had a play around with it at home and everything, and you want to have a look at your waypoints, you can program them. I just had a play with them, but I'll just do a fresh one here. So literally just go into draw, and you can just literally draw wherever you like. So let's just do that, very simple, all quite complicated now. And then if you want to alter any, you can just alter them. So you can just simply click on it and then you can choose how high it is. So just going to bring that down to like 9 meters, 10 meters, and then you can alter the speed and everything. And this one here we'll bring down as well, and you could take it up high and everything. There's a heck of a lot of waypoints here actually, ridiculous amounts. But basically it's just going to go up and down all over the place for me there. And you could set a default for these actually in settings. So you could set a default for the height of the waypoints here. So actually just change that. It's absolutely it's starting to really snow. Hey, nice. I'll fly in anything, me. If that'll fly, I'll fly. And in the settings you change all the parameters and everything, and the speed and everything as well. It's really good. And this is the area that we've got the joysticks we talked about. You've got your maps in here as well. A relay, I haven't got a relay system, but you can do. And then your others in here, you've got your timeout for the GPS and everything. Absolutely amazing app for what it is. I'm going to see if I can get this mission flight here. So I'm going to submit that, and it's successfully submitted. Now if I try and say go and do the run, it says hang on a minute, you're not taken off yet. So always a good point, make sure you do. I'm just going to come back to here because I want to put the camera on. There we go, so we're away there, and then it will have remembered. There we go, it's remembered that convoluted one that I've just done. I think I might have to call it off actually. Says calibration needs to be calibrated. Oh, okay. I thought I'd done all that. Calibration complete, there we go, so. Are you sure you want to take off? Yeah, I want to get going now. I'm waiting. We should actually get a beautiful rainbow in a second. There should be one over there somewhere with the way that light's going. Okay, so just press done. And off we go. So she'll climb to whatever height I decided, and off she goes. If you want to stop it, you just simply press this one here. I think the first one was at 30 meters, and then the second one was about 15 meters or 13 meters or something or other. So there it goes, it's just off on its little course. I may well not let this run all the way out on its course, to be perfectly honest. Yep, it's coming down now to go to the next one, and then it's now going to travel along to number 2. I think I really am going to stop now. There we go, so basically it's just going to run all the way around there. We can zoom it up and have a look and everything. Like I say, you can alter everything. I'm really not going to carry on anymore. It proves it works and everything, and that's the main thing. When it's finished what it will do is just come and, I'll get out of the wind because of the mic. When it's finished doing the actual course, it will then just sit at the last position, and then you just take control basically. It'll just sit there and wait. And like I say, you can still swap over and see what it's doing. Which I love this system. It's amazing for such a little tiny quad that it's got all these sort of functions on it. But I'm actually going to stop that because I'm really getting cold now. So stop. Current signal is weak. Okay. So let's bring that back on to normal. Or is it still on? Oh, it's still doing its loop, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't actually. Oh, it just said it's. There we go. Mode exited. There we go. That's perfect. There we go. Now we can come back home. That's better. Okay, we've got a few other tricks up its sleeve as well. We can do orbit mode. So I'm just going to go into, well, let's try, I tell you what, let's try, before we do that, let's just go into follow me mode. So to exit out of that, I think, oh, there we go, onto there, that's it. And now let's go into, oh, it's going to be too dark, isn't it? But let's try follow me mode. So yep, that sounds good to me. So hopefully it should follow me. Yep, it is following me. Actually, I'm just going to get out of that. So you just press stop up here, sorry, to exit that. Follow me mode exited. I'm going to turn it around so the quad's actually facing. It's got the sun behind it now. I might give it a bit more charms. There we go. Loving this snow. Okay, so that looks better, doesn't it? So, follow me mode. Press OK. That's fine. So right, okay, I'm just going to start wandering and see whether it will keep up with me in the snow. Ah, what a good quad. There we go. I'll just have a little run towards it. Really disappointed. Oh no, it's just realised. There we go. I'm loving this weather. Now it looks like I'm fed up with the quad, doesn't it? Oh dear, I've just had enough. I'm away. Everything's getting soaked. There we go. Oh, it still stayed with me. Bless it. Yeah, and then just press stop there, like I said. So that's good. We've got enough time, and then my hands stay warm enough. I'm going to try orbit mode. So yep, orbit mode. Yes, yes, please. Thank you very much for that. And that should kick in a second. There we go. Whoops. There we are. That's quite a tight orbit. If it stays on that one, yeah, it seems okay. Oh, it seems to have stopped. Oh, there we go. It's still merrily doing its little dance. Nice and slow. I can't remember on this one whether you can speed. No, that just rotates it. It doesn't speed it up. Do the orbit mode again, and you can. I think you can bring it in closer and further away from you as well. There we go. It's doing very well in this snow, I must admit. Oh, it looks quite pretty actually. I love the ones out in the reviewers that are out in the desert, or I look at them and they're like on a beach and it's just lovely and warm, and they get, one of them the other day was like, oh, my hands are getting cold. Really? Welcome to my world. Yeah, hands are cold. Wuss. There we go, so it does orbit mode pretty good, and I'm pretty sure you can just sort of send it further away. Oh no, as soon as you touch the stick, as soon as you touch the sticks on this one, it just cancels it, sort of thing, so that's fine. So I think we're pretty much there. A couple of little things just before I sort of finish off. You can set all your heights here, as you saw. Everything can be changed there. On the controller, if you put the sticks on, so they're on all the time, they appear there. Now, an interesting point is if you're used to the other sticks, and I'll just show you here quickly. If I put my thumb there to start it off, it takes that as like a full point, so it's going to go past me like it did there. So it's actually going to fly if I start touching anywhere around. If I have it set the other way with them off, and then they literally appear wherever my thumb goes. I mean, I'd use my finger, I think it's a bit easier for you to see, but wherever my finger goes, so that is the start point. So nothing happens to the quad until I move that out. So you usually use your thumbs for it, but nothing's going to happen until you do that. Where my point being, if you've got these ones on and you're not looking at the screen, you happen to touch something, you think you started off and you haven't. You're just giving that full pitch sort of thing. So, oh, I think my hands are so cold. I think it wants to respond. Oh no, there it goes. It was just me, I think. Oh, the battery is getting really low, so that's fair enough. Now, interestingly, there it made a noise, but also the phone vibrated, which is rather good. So I'm just going to bring that back home, I think. I wonder what would happen if you... Is it going to climb when it is so close to me? No, it's not. That's good. And again, I'm not bothered if it lands on there or not. I just want it to come down really quick. I want to go indoors. There we go. Ah, a couple of meters away, and oh, it's drifting across the window. Oh, I'm trying to hold the throttles off. There we go. Oh, I'm absolutely frozen, as you can tell. There we go. Okay, one just to test the range on it for, I would call you range junkies, but this one's not going to go very far. I haven't got a Wi-Fi repeater or anything like that on it, and I've just come to a different location. Got loads of area around me, and this is one of the busiest link roads in the Highlands of Scotland, so excuse all the traffic that's belting past, and it is quite a busy time of day as well, so just be warned about that. I'm going to start recording, and then just give it a go. I'm thinking about 50 odd meters probably on this with this sort of setup. Sometimes they do about 100. I don't know how good this one's going to be. I've not tried it, so we will see how we go. I'll actually put the rates down in low rates, so we'll actually find bit smoother for video, and it is a beautiful spot we're in here. It's a lovely little flyer actually. There's quite a breeze coming across me, as you can see with the angle of the actual quad. There's quite a little bit of a breeze coming, so let's just give it a little bit of a flight out and just see how we go. And if we go over there, hopefully you'll see a beautiful range. And we'll actually see how far we go up. Oh, current signal is weak. So, we're about 30 meters away, that's all. So, well, and 18 meters high, so I suppose, yeah, that could be, it's going to be quite a lot higher, isn't it? So I keep it low, and then we'll just see. I'll try and get it down roughly at the height I am. Perhaps a little bit high so I don't hit a mountain. That's only a hill over there. What's the matter with it? So that's 40 meters. Oh, getting weak on the signal. 40, 50, like I say, about 50 meters I'm losing the Wi-Fi. I'm going to bring that back towards me. Yeah, still got control of it. There we go, yeah, and the Wi-Fi came back on. So, that wasn't a bad guess of 50 meters, was it? I've had some go a lot further than that. I haven't really got any metalwork around me at the moment. It's not like my garden that has a hell of a lot, sort of thing. Yeah, it's nice. I'll just take it up, just see how we get directly above me, and just see how we get on there. That's 30. Oh, we've just locked up about 40. Yeah, around 35 meters, 40 meters. So there we go. So, whoops. Oh, it's just dropped out of. Oh no, it carried on recording. Sorry, I thought it stopped recording. And it's held position well. I mean, that's nice because the breeze will be quite. Whoa! I've lost signal totally now. I just went to a black screen. Actually, if I can speed that up a bit. Nah, it's fine. Whoa, that's the judder on the video is just purely because I'm descending quite fast. So if you did it nice and smoothly like that sort of thing, you wouldn't get so much judder. So you can fly this one really nice and smooth. Oh, that's a shame because I was going to go the other side then because there's a lovely sort of canyon down through there, but I don't think I'll risk it across the road if it can only go that sort of distance. Oh, there we are, a car. There we go. That shows how busy we get in the Highlands. Yeah, I don't think I'll even be able to get far enough over there. You could use a repeater, obviously. Oh, there we go. You can see the canyon there. Well, it's not a canyon like you get in Canada or America. Sorry, this is just a little area with a burn running through it, but it's very pretty. And I'll do a turn for you as well. Oh, we're losing signal yet again. Oh, it's coming back home. Well, that's very good, isn't it? It obviously got bored. It didn't like the scenery, so just might as well have a quick play around with got a little tiny bit of a little frost pocket down here, which is rather pretty. There we go. There we go, got ice all round there. Just down there, I don't know if we can see it. Oh, here we can, just about, yeah. There's all the ice there. Lovely and smooth. Oh, there we go, getting low on battery. Okay, so I think I've more or less done all the tests. I've come back into the garden and I'm going to just try and fly FPV. I've got a really nasty little course route through there. I can't see where the quad will be, and then back through the trees. So this will be interesting to see whether or not the screen and everything is good enough. There we go. So I'm just going to give this a go, see how we get on. So I'm going to concentrate on just looking at the screen. Slightly laggy already, actually. It's more for lining up a shot, I know, and I know there's people probably shouting at me saying that's not what it's supposed to be used for, but heck, it's what I'm going to use it for. It's got two options, hasn't it? Yeah, so I'm not looking at it at all. Well, it'll be just slightly out of range now for me. We're only about 20 odd metres away. We're starting to get drop out on the FPV already. Well, there's a slight advantage here. I'm doing it exactly where I'm flying out. There we go, we've got drop out again. We're only 30 odd metres away. There's some seriously thick trees and there's a metal garage in between me and the actual quad at the moment. I don't know if I can get through those trees or not. There's certainly going to be no sports flyer on the FPV. Whoop. Yeah, you could. I've had smoother ones. Oh, battery level's a bit low. That's good. So yeah, and again, literally facing right away from. Well, you can see from the head cam. Anyway, I'm not going to cheat you. What difference does it make to me? Whoa, there we go. I found a tree. There we go. Yeah, so not the best FPV, I must admit. Whoa, gonna hit that. Like I say, I really know my garden. Should I try the woods? No, I don't think I will. Actually, to be honest, I'm gonna wind up. I couldn't lose it there, but it's. Try and do an orbit of the aerial. Oh, that's pretty close. That's a pretty good, yeah. As orbits go, that's not bad, I suppose. Whoops! Do you know, sometimes you really shouldn't try those things. Yeah, basically, it's okay for lining up a shot, and that's going to be about it. Oh, the good thing is I know exactly where it is, because that's my neighbour's roof. Let me just show you. There. Let's come around here. And it's sort of there. That sort of looks it. So it shouldn't be too difficult to find, should it? There we go. Perfect. Ah, now you see. This is why they put the LEDs on the bottom. So after you've had a crash and you're upside down, so much easier to find your quad. Result.
Okay, so what do I think of it? Well, pretty impressed actually. There's quite a lot of other bits you get with it. You get a complete set of spare propellers, and you get spare screws as well. Now, important thing to note with the Hubsan range, and this is, I think it's almost unique to this this range actually with Hubsans, is you get different coloured screws. You've got black screws go in the A propellers, and then the silver screws go in the B propellers. Now, B propellers undo counterclockwise, so like a normal thread, and these ones are actually opposite threads, so to undo these you have to turn them clockwise, so a bit unusual, but they've always done them that way. I think it's to make sure they don't come undone. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't, but that's just the way they do them, so don't try and force it the other way. With that in mind, it does come with a quick start guide, and it's really very good, nice and simple, easily laid out to run through. Even if you're brand new to quads and everything, it would certainly help. And it runs through all the little hints and tips, a little bit about the app itself, and that's really involved actually, the app, but really good. And there's a bit of the explanation about how to replace the props and everything, so just make sure you do that. The props are flexible. I haven't had any damage on them. They're quite difficult to damage, but they are you could damage them. You also get a set of prop guards, and for that you do have to take the props off, and then they simply pop over, clip into there, and then you get a screw in the pack of screws that just holds that down there. If you're new to flying, I really do think pop these on, because they'll protect it. They'll save a load of tears and a load of upset with the first few flights that you do. When you get confident and everything, then take them off. Or if you're flying indoors, and you can fly this indoors, you just in the app you can turn off the bit that's for the GPS, so basically it will fly without the GPS lock on it. If you don't take that off, then it will never fly until it gets a GPS lock, so just be aware of that as well. The battery on it, as I said, 750 milliamp hour, and it's a high voltage one. It's 7.6, and you get a USB charger with that, and you can use that, charge it up with a power bank if you're out and about. That's what I do, in your car, anywhere that's got a USB connector basically. But it does take about 2 hours to charge up. There's lots of other options out there. This is one I tend to use. It's cheap as chips, it's like £6-7. I'll put links down in the description to anything that I think would help. Or if you're going to get into the hobby, and I virtually guarantee if you get something to fly, you will get in the hobby, go for something like this. As you can see, this is well beaten up, very well used, and it charges your batteries a lot better. And you can control even big batteries. You can charge up within the hour, so it does speed it up as well. Onto the actual quad itself, yeah, and I like it. It's pretty good actually. Yeah, the footage was good, I think. I mean, it's got no anti-vibration or anything. It's just relying on the fact that it's a little smooth runner. The quality I thought was fine, but only with the quality of videos, you've got to be so careful with what I say. So I leave it up to you. That's why I put the raw footage up there. Do some full screen stuff, and then you can decide if it's for you or not. It's your call on that sort of thing, and it's your money as well. And there's lots of different ones out there. So make up a list of what you want from your quad, what you're really after, what your budget is, and then that should narrow it down. So, but this one is good. I've enjoyed flying it, certainly. The app is amazing. There's so much stuff on the app, but it's actually quite easy to get to. Once you've had it a couple of times, it's fine. My first issue with these always was, you have to calibrate it every single time, and I don't see why you have to. Even if you fly in exactly the same spot immediately afterwards, you still have to do it. I thought it was tedious, but actually once you've done it a couple of times, it is so quick, and it gets going so quick. It's really, by the time you've sort of plugged the battery in, turned your phone on, done a couple of twists with this in both directions, you're flying. So there's no real big hassle there. The other thing I don't understand with it is that you have to then, the Bluetooth onto here to your phone. Again, I'm not quite understanding that. And it's a great little transmitter, absolutely no bother at all. But it flies so well and virtually exactly the same on the phone. I think if I was just carrying this around and I wanted a lightweight pack with me, I don't think I'd bother popping this in. Having said that, it's a really nice transmitter, and you do get the feel with a transmitter on the sticks, which you definitely don't get with a phone. But actually, I think I could fly more or less as accurate with the phone, to be perfectly honest. A little bit disappointed with the actual FPV. I thought I'd be able to fly around my garden. I was reasonably confident about it, but it just doesn't work. It's just not that great. Brilliant for lining up a shot, which is probably what it's absolutely designed for, and you could set things up and you can do it if you're in open spaces. But I like a challenge when I'm doing my FPV stuff, and I like to fly through trees around my garden, and it was really struggling. Range, as you saw, I did the full range test. I've tried to do everything on this review because it is a good quad, and the range for me was absolutely fine. I've got no issues with that at all. You can use boosters and things, and you can get a lot further out there. There's other guys that have reviewed this one, and I know they can get a lot bigger range and everything. But I've done it as stock. I carry my phone, you carry this. To me, that would be out flying with it, and the range was fine for me. But only again, you can decide whether or not that's what you want. I find flying a long way away quite boring, really, because by the time it comes back at something that's this slow, you've sort of used up half your battery as far as I'm concerned. But again, that's just a very personal thing. I was getting around 10-minute flights out of it sort of consistently, and I've run loads of batteries through it, getting to grips with how to fly it and just trying to pick my gaps in the weather here. It's just, I've been out several times and had to come back in, so that's why you got the footage you did. If you don't have a micro SD card in there, you can't record. It doesn't record anything back to your phone if you don't have a micro SD card in there. I did try it. I thought it would. It does on most quads, but it doesn't on this one. Sort of. All in all, I really like it personally, and that's what the reviews are. They're my personal views on it. I think it's pretty good value for money at the £70 mark. There's lots of other GPS ones out there, so that you can get much bigger ones as well, but that doesn't necessarily mean a better quad. This flies really nicely and nice in control, and you feel in control with it as well, which I think is an important thing. So I hope you've enjoyed the review. Certainly enjoyed having you along on the flight, and they were all a little bit different, and I'll probably see you on the next one, I hope.